Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 11 of your packet. It's Miss Nye here, and I'm so excited to read with you today. I want everyone to open up your packet and find the page that looks just like this. The text is called Packing for the Trip. Bill and Steve were going on a trip. A week before the trip, Bill made a list of the things he will need on the trip. Bill asked Steve if he wanted to make one too. Steve was watching TV and he told Bill he would do it later. 5 days before the trip, Bill got his bag out of the attic. He asked Steve if he wanted to get his bag too. Steve said he wanted to take a nap. 2 days before the trip, Bill packed his things in his bag and asked Steve if he was going to pack. Steve said he would do it later. Okay, second paragraph. The day before the trip, Bill packed his toothbrush and was all ready to go. He asked Steve if he was going to pack. Steve said he would pack in the morning. Bill and Steve had to go to the airport at 7 o'clock in the morning. Bill asked Steve if he wanted him to wake him up at 6 o'clock so he could pack. Steve said that he would get up at 6:30. Steve got up the next morning and he could not find anything he needed. He could not find his bag, he did not know what he needed to pack, and he had to rush. While Steve was rushing to pack, Bill ate breakfast and watched TV because he was all ready to go. Steve was upset because he could not find his shorts, jacket, and glasses. Steve did not have time to find them because they needed to go to the airport. Steve felt mad at himself because he did not get ready before the trip like Bill did. Steve told Bill next time they go on a trip, he will make a list and pack his things ahead of time. It was a good lesson for Steve to learn. Thanks for reading with me, everyone. Now I want you to flip to the next page of your packet and look at the page that says Packing for the Trip Questions. So now we have 5 questions to answer about the text. So remember, after you read each question, I want you to go back to the text and look for where you can find the answer in the text. So, question 1 says, what did Bill do a week before their trip? So go back to the text. And I remember it talked about before the trip in the first paragraph. So you can find out what Bill did a week before the trip in the first paragraph. Remember to write your answer in a full sentence. Number 2 says, what did Bill do 5 days before their trip? So go back to the first paragraph again and see where it says 5 days before the trip. Reread that and think about what Bill did 5 days before the trip. Then go back and write your answer in a full sentence. Number 3 says, how are Bill and Steve different? So for this one, I want you to think about the text as a whole. Throughout the whole text, how are Bill and Steve different? What is something that they did that was different? Number 4, what lesson did Steve learn? So I want you to go back to your text and look at the last paragraph. The last paragraph tells us all about the lesson that Steve learned in this passage. And number 5, what will Steve do next time he goes on a trip? So I want you to think about what you wrote for number 4. What lesson did Steve learn? And what do you think Steve will do next time he goes on a trip? He tells us in the last paragraph, so you can find that answer in the last paragraph too. Great job, everyone. Remember to send a picture of your work to your classroom teacher. And I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy at home. I miss you all so much.